Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to take you guys once again behind the scenes and show you guys what I do, some things that I do to kind of just stay current, stay with the meta, stay at the top, kind of try to get the most, squeeze the most performance, get the most drops of blood, sweat, and tears out of my team and my roster as I can. This kind of was inspired by yesterday's video where I showed you guys all the uniforms and stuff. So I just want to show you guys some things that I've been doing behind the scenes, aside from the videos and aside from the Shadowlands buffoonery, to kind of make my squad even more formidable. So first things first, guys. Yes, I have been upgrading my comic cards. I re-rolled this one shortly after I made the video for the art book. I realized that this card does not have the possibility to roll skill cooldown, so I felt kind of dumb because I re-rolled it hoping for skill cooldown. I think it's still not ideal, but the level of the card, that blue fucking crystal, is a 4, which is pretty high. So that's actually what I'm more aiming for these days. I have pretty good cards equipped and I have pretty good rolls, but I'm just trying to get the base card rolled up from 1 or 2 to at least 3, ideally 5 or 6. So for example, I have this fucking Shaner card. I finally rolled cooldown time on it, but I don't have the fucking other stats that I want. The card is basically shit because attack speed sucks, physical defense sucks, and poison resist is garbage. So I can't even equip this one yet. And then I was lucky enough, I re-rolled my Loki card from 1 to 3. I got energy attack, which is pretty good. The energy defense and the proc and the max HP are pretty bad, but it's okay for now. I'm probably going to keep re-rolling this card, but that's basically what I've been doing with my cards recently to try to improve my whole roster. Cards are one of the easiest ways and one of the most straightforward and obvious ways to upgrade your entire roster because it affects everybody. So, you know, aside from crystals being spent on uniforms and mega rank up tickets, I honestly think that the next best thing to spend crystals on are the card packs, especially the ones that are coming out now for about, I believe, 2,500 or 2,600 crystals that give you two mythic cards, 2 6-star cards if enough people buy them. It's like a tiered sale. I think that one is almost like an instant buy for you if you have the crystals and you don't need mega rank up tickets desperately. As for my stats, guys, I know that the attack stats are pretty obscene. I have like almost 50% all attack bonuses. I know that's pretty fucking disgusting, believe me. My bathroom's all gross now because I puked a bunch of times. But I've been trying to get the defense penetration up, and I've been trying to keep the cooldown time to about 25-26. But in doing so, it triggered another thought in my head. So my skill cooldown is 26%, as you guys can see here. And then I thought, well, my skill cooldown is 26%. How much am I getting from my dope-ass alliance? So I go into the alliance bonus, and I'm getting 14% from the alliance. That means that right off the bat, when I have a level 1 character, they're immediately getting 40% skill cooldown, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong. I'm not jerking myself here, guys. What I'm trying to say is my character only needs another 10% in skill cooldown from their gear and their ISO set in order to be at max, because 50% is the max skill cooldown you can have. So if I go into a character's page, and it's great that Netmarble introduced this with the latest patch where you can hit the details window just under the plus sign. You can hit the details window, and you can see here at the bottom, in the bottom right hand corner, you can't see, I'm like fingering my screen to show you guys, you can't see it, but it says here abnormal, and then it says reduce cooldown duration 36.5%. Now if I go into the gear, this is the all page, but basically if I go into the gear page, he's getting 5.6% from his gear, and he's getting another almost 5% from his ISO set. So what did I say to you guys just a minute ago? A character's gear and ISO sets, if the cooldown time is above 10%, then I'm basically wasting those stats. So this page makes it pretty easy for me because I can see with the cards and the gear and the ISO 8, it's 36%. And I know I'm getting 14 from my alliance, which means that he's already at max. He's actually a little bit above max, which is in my opinion probably bad. Now if you guys are wondering where defense penetration is noted, which is the one that I'm going to be talking about in this video, the ignore defense skill on the attack page right under critical damage, that's the one ignore defense. That's defense penetration. So what I've been doing is I've been kind of going back to characters that I had upgraded, but maybe that I hadn't thought too deeply about the skill cooldown for. And I'm going back and I'm seeing, okay, well, where are their stats being allocated? What I mean by that is not only the blue colors, not only the blue ones that I roll, but also the orange ones. So as you guys can see here, Hulkbuster, for example, has his fourth gear has a main stat line of defense penetration, which is why it gives 829, and he's got a secondary one of skill cooldown. So he's already getting some native skill cooldown. What I could do if I wanted is I could re-roll this, for example, to defense penetration or to another stat like critical damage, crit rate. Okay, got super lucky there. And now we can see immediately the result is my cooldown dropped from 36 point whatever to 35.5, which is negligible. I'm right about at the cap. I'm at about 49.5% out of 50, but I've squeezed a little bit more defense penetration out of the character. I think it went up by like 0.5% or something like that, probably less. But anyways, the point is these are the kind of small optimizations that I've been doing to characters in different ways, not just with defense penetration, but in other ways in order to squeeze the most out of them. I've also been trying to roll ISO sets for characters that don't have ISO sets because they're really, really crucial, of course. And just trying to roll low-level obelisks for characters that don't have them, so that I can give them some kind of advantage, whether it's like, ideally it's either a heal proc obelisk or an invincibility obelisk, but if those two aren't available, then I just go for something that has another like helpful stat, like defense penetration or dodge or something like that. Another thing that I've been doing, guys, is I've been going back and looking at characters who have especially important or especially crucial skills. So for example, Black Widow, her 6-star skill, I've upgraded it to level 6 because it's by far her most useful skill, and especially in Shadowland, I'm just gonna tag in, use her 6-star skill, and tag out. Another example would be Yellow Jacket. It's probably best if I upgrade his laser burst all the way up, because again, that's going to be the majority of the damage, and that's going to give me just a little bit more to go on, a little bit more of a damage push that might bring me over the edge for something like Shadowland. I went back after I bought the Destroyer uniform and I upgraded his level 6 like 6-star passive so that he has the most energy reflect that he can. I still need to give him an obelisk, but I did also roll an ISO set for him. So just little things like that to make small improvements and small optimizations to your roster as a whole is going to be really helpful, especially for Shadowlands, guys, or Shadowland, because it requires you to have, you know, a maxed out or like a very evenly distributed, a very evenly upgraded roster. So those are the things that I've been doing. I've also been going back and prioritizing the last few characters that I have that have really good leadership. So for example, Red Hulk. Not only is he a villain, which is super useful for Shadowland, but his leadership is going to give fire damage. So I can pair him with Angela or another fire damage dealer. Probably not Ghost Rider because I use him on a different level, but definitely probably Angela. And I can crank out her damage to even higher levels than before. I've also been looking to upgrade my Blade because his mastery or his leadership gives HP recovery, which is also very useful on long relay stages where you just need a little bit more healing or something like that. I've looked into as well, believe it or not, upgrading Crossbones because he has the physical leadership, and that's always important. And even Sin, to be honest with you guys, because she has the all attack leadership, which is especially rare for speed characters to have, and speed characters, as you guys know, are quite useful in Shadowland. So those are the small improvements, the small kind of tweaks and changes. I think tweaks is probably the best word, the most descriptive word that I've been doing just to improve my overall performance. I've also been in the lab a lot with Dr. Dre and M trying to figure out some things to do. I've been actually converting my Nordstones every day except for the Universal Day just to build up my other Nordstones for masteries, of course, and I've even gone back to the warp device and I've used up some of my excess pink matter because it gives you extra bios, and then I can use those extra bios for Black Order characters to try to get them closer to being the right level to level up. So guys, that's just something you can consider, some thoughts, some stuff to you know, maybe help you take the next step, the next improvement. And of course, guys, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.